Good morning, everyone. Hunter with Dalkey Forestry Services here. Today is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. I'm in a different truck today. We haven't done an update on it yet, but it's our new truck. New used truck, new to us. So I don't have the GoPro mount and stuff in here on the dash yet. But we're towing the old trailer, the old dump trailer back there. And I wanted to do a little bit of documentation today to show you guys what this job's all about. We just started a big job here this week. Things are progressing slower than I planned on, but that's all right. You know, we're slowly just chipping away, getting it done, Nick and I. So today it's just me in the truck. Nobody else with me yet. Nick slept in a little bit today, forgot to set some alarms. So he's grabbing the other truck and meeting me on site. So I want to show you guys this drive in though, because it's kind of wild. Kind of gives you an idea of what sort of stuff we actually deal with. If I can set you on my dash, hopefully, we'll kind of keep you still. Got to put it in 4. We're already spinning. On this new truck, they had street tires. We bought it down in the Twin Cities, Minnesota, and they had street tires on it. So, not ideal for what we do for coming back on these little goat paths. It's not too bad yet, but just a little slick. You'll kind of see as we get to some of the bigger hills. But we're most likely going to take the tires off the old white truck and put them on here. They're the same vintage Chevys. I'll give you a little walk around at the truck later, but they're the same vintage Chevys, so most things interchange. And we're definitely going to want our good all-terrain tires on here. Lying if I said I wasn't worried about getting stuck back here. I am. It's off the beaten path enough to where we're not getting, once we get back here a little ways, you're definitely not getting a tow truck in here to come help you out once we get kind of back on these hills. So we're kind of on our own if we get anything stuck, which is why we came in here when everything was completely 100% dry after it hadn't rained for about a week to start this project. And we came in here with 2 trucks and 1 trailer at a time, so that way 1 truck could pull us out if we got stuck. But we didn't. Everything was bone dry. We came in here without a problem. So we had a little bit of rain last night, and I'm still confident we can get in here, but of course, you know, always just got to be careful, because one day of work can turn into 3 days of getting unstuck very, very quick. Here's one of those hills I was talking about. Not really ideal towing conditions. But the old 8.1 gasser handles it without an issue. I've really become a big fan of these 8.1 gas engines in these trucks. I used to think that I'd need to upgrade to diesel to everything to tow the weight that we tow. Not that it's anything excessive, but our trailers can weigh, I mean, the heaviest we've had is only 16,000 pounds. We have topped out one of our trailers, but still, it's not, you know, it's not easy on a 3/4 ton pickup. Come on, girl. I don't want to spin. Look at that, no problem. You know, it's not easy on a 3/4 ton pickup pulling weight every single day. But I like the 3/4 tons because with a 3/4 ton and a 16,000 pound trailer, I can keep it just under Class A CDL range, so any of my guys can drive it. Oh, we're spinning there. Whew. That's not good. She's a little slick this morning. Now, this is not the customer's driveway. This is just a road that goes back to their driveway. There's just a bunch of cabins back here on this road. And we're not on the Iron Range, but they got a bunch of this red rock fill in here. So I don't know what logger or landowner at one time had it trucked in from just a hop, skip, and a jump over on the range. But every once in a while you see, I'm wondering if it's not just cheaper than your standard gravel, you know, kind of that backfill pit run. Because every once in a while I see it on a few driveways. I don't know why folks use it. I'm guessing it's cheaper, but I don't like this rock here. This guy. This guy, he might not look like much, but he will bottom out part of your leaf springs if you hit him the wrong way. So you gotta take it very slow, and you gotta roll your tires over them. This job, the customer decided to go with removal of his debris, which is great. You know, it's gonna leave him a beautiful, clean, finished product, but it did make the job a little more costly for him and I, simply because we have to truck in and out of here. So every time we bring a truck back and forth, we try to bring a trailer load of debris. So we're maximizing our time. We try to do that on most jobs, but sometimes if we have a lot of debris to remove, we will sort of pile it and save it for a day of just trucking. But that doesn't really become too feasible when you have routes like this. Go unlock the gate and we'll get to rolling. Welcome back, mi amigos. I don't know if your view on the hood is that good, or your view up here sitting on my dash is that good, is it? We're gonna see how this video turns out. I apologize if it does not do it justice. I will have the GoPro holder in here soon. So I'm not worried about 99% of this customer's driveway. You know, most of it is fairly good. It's fairly solid. It's it you know, has a little bit of slope to it. It dries out. But that 1% that I'll show you once we get up to it, I'm a little worried about. It does get pretty damp, and to mitigate that today, so we're not rutting it up, I brought all of our scrap sheets of OSB. So we lay that down. We use it for running skid steers over, for running trucks over. we used it to get out, and I don't know if I've put that video out yet, but we used it to get out one of my trucks when it was stuck on our yard, since we didn't have a gravel driveway to park it on. So we use those to lay down anytime things get muddy. That way we don't disturb, rut things up. Use them to protect customers' yards. And today we're just gonna lay them over a muddy spot, so we're not rutting things up as we're driving back and forth. We'll probably even leave them in there. The customer's coming up this weekend, and you know, why not leave them in there for him too? You know, we're gonna be back right away next week to keep working, so we might as well leave him a nice, easy spot to drive over with his car. And that way, if it happens to rain next week on us, they're already in that kind of muddy spot and all set for us. I'm hoping though, it looks like we're getting, today's Thursday, looks like we're getting some rain today and tomorrow. So tomorrow we're not going to be out on this job site because it's going to be too wet. Today I'm okay with because it just rained a little overnight, but tomorrow's going to be too wet. We're not coming in here. So then we're going to let it dry out for the weekend. They're going to be up here for the weekend. We don't want to disturb them when they're up at their cabin. So we're not going to work this weekend, but we'll hit it hard again Monday, and hopefully by Monday things should be dried out enough, and we'll hit it hard for another 3-4 days before it's supposed to rain again. So I'm hoping after those 3-4 days we got this project wrapped up, but we'll see how things go. You know, I can't be too picky. This isn't an extremely costly project. It's just super time consuming. A big part of it being the logistics of getting back here and getting the work done in a tight working space back here. So on camera, you guys are either getting a great view of some of the pines and with a little bit of mixed hardwoods in here in the stand that looks really neat, or you're saying this is the dumbest video ever because all I'm doing is looking at your hood. We'll find out when I go to edit. So this spot isn't bad, there's just a couple of puddles. But this spot here, this is where things are starting to get muddy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna whip out, park here for half an hour, whip out, lay out a bunch of plywood. And yeah, it's probably overkill. We can drive through this absolutely no problem. I don't think we'll get stuck in this stuff right away. I mean, if we had 3, 4, 5 days of rain, yeah, maybe, but I'm not so worried about getting stuck. I'm more worried about trashing this guy's driveway. Granted, he's gonna have somebody come in here and actually spruce up and redo and finish his driveway, so it's, you know, a legitimate driveway. But that still doesn't mean that I want to leave it all rutted when I leave. You know, we always try to leave things better than how we found them, and this is a prime example. So we'll set out some boards here and then we'll tool across our newly made bridge. Well, the wet spot bridge is in place, works good. And we are rolling to the job site. Finally. Do not spin. Please do not spin. All right, we did not spin. So, on camera it probably looks bigger than it is, but we have kind of from right here to up around here to spin around and get 2 trucks and trailers parked in here, which is really tough. So I'll get all situated here. Oh, got a ring. I got all situated here, and we'll check back with you once we get started.